Hi, thanks for joining me today. I'm Mike Hartigan, and today I'm going to talk about left-hand patterns and grooves for blues and boogie piano playing. Last time I talked about some two-hand grooves that can be used in the context of a full band setting or an accompaniment type setting. But today I'm going to talk about what you can do with your left hand in a situation where you're just accompanying yourself on piano. And we'll get into some octave stuff and some bass line stuff. So let's get started. The left-hand grooves and patterns that I'm going to talk about today are all based around a fairly simple walking bass line. Now, to put a walking bass line together, the very first thing you want to do is outline whatever chord it is that you're playing. So I'm playing a C chord. We're in the key of C. I'm going to start with my left hand, C, E, and G. Now to complete the measure, the simplest thing to do is to go back to the middle, the E. So my bass line would look like this. And then you move that to whatever chord you're playing. So for the F, for the G, and I could play a perfectly acceptable groove using just that bass line with no variation. The next step is to add another note into it. I like the sixth. Works on all the other chords. Now to make it into a 2-bar pattern, because I've just been playing 1-bar pattern so far, we add the 7th. So I'm playing a C7 chord, so it's going to be a flat 7. So I walk up to the 7th and then back down the same notes to the root. For those last two, the G and the F, I obviously didn't have time to get up to the 7th. And you can switch those up in the middle of your groove. So if you have a long one at the beginning of your blues form, you could maybe do twice through the 1-bar pattern. And now the whole pattern. Same sort of thing. But that is all sort of the fundamental foundation for what I'm going to talk about next. And this is to really put the shuffle into it. So last time we talked about shuffling our fifths, and our fifths and our sixths. Here we're going to separate the octaves. So we'll play first with our pinky and then with our thumb. And the thumb note's always going to be the shorter 8th note. So. It takes some practice to get used to that shape. Another variation on this that doesn't get used so much anymore, but it's still a pretty cool sound, it's often associated with train-themed songs, is this pattern. And just to break it down for you really quick, it's you go to the C and the C, the 1 and the 1, 3, 4, sharp 4, 5, and down to the 5, and up to the 5. But let's see what we can do by putting together the shuffle pattern with a couple of different combinations. We have the simplest version of the walking bass line. We have the sixths. And we have the full 2-bar pattern with the 7th. Alright, so those are some pretty good examples of patterns that you can do with your left hand, both in constructing a walking bass line and how to use octaves and shuffle octaves effectively to create a cool sounding pattern. If you have any bass lines that you like to use on piano, shoot me a message, leave a message in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. And if you have any questions at all about piano playing, playing in bands, music in general, I would love to hear from you. I'd love to answer them. So just leave me a message in the comments and I will get back to you. And if this is your first time watching one of my videos, I'd love for you to click subscribe and check out the new piano and keyboard videos I have coming every Tuesday, some of the performance videos I have on Saturdays, and I'd love you to be able to check all of them out. So thanks so much for watching. That's all for today, and I will talk to you soon.